they still have, because I was looking at the draft, and even though they had weird heroes, and the panel talked about like, oh, maybe they could possibly run this as a Naga Siren one position, I feel like Na'Vi is actually very set. And that, like, when I saw that Naga Siren, I was like, okay, Always Wanna Fly is definitely playing that. And, you know, they're going to try and get this Enigma combination. The General's definitely playing the Enigma. So I was like, okay. And I actually feel like Na'Vi is telegraphing very much who's playing what. But they do get in this final bit of trickiness of, okay, you know who's playing what, but you don't necessarily know what lane they're going to.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's clever. I'm wanting to see how it's going to work because their draft on paper, it does look strange. It looks very reliant, honestly, on the sleep and the black hole to actually really do much of anything. Well, I feel like Empire, if they come out into the mid game pretty decently, their fight is much easier to just have. It's just gonna naturally happen rather than being forced. And I saw the other day with Na'Vi just really over forcing the issue. So that's one thing I'm a little worried for them is just, you know, play their own game. Don't need to just rush things because the other day they kind of lost to themselves. It really felt.
Empire. Their lineup, we're watching the Monkey King go up against the Enigma mid, which I'm curious to see how that'll go if he's able to get with his Boundless Strike any extra Eidolon CS in there, or if he's just going to be suffering to the harassment. I can see how this matchup could go very different ways, all just depending on General's micro.
I think General should own this one. If he's comfortable, he's a very comfortable Enigma player. I think he should own this matchup really hard. Monkey King can't. I don't think your Boundless, even the level 2 Boundless won't be able to kill those Eidolons off because they'll be level 2 as well. Yeah, General should get a lot of free farm and a lot of free denies. That's the one thing is Monkey King usually relies on his Jingu to get those easy last hits and easy denies, but this is just going to own him.
Yeah, he's not ever going to be able to get up any Jingu stacks. Actually leveling up Midnight Pulse instead of the Malefice just to kind of make the Monkey King's life that much harder. Top lane, we've got Petrashar, who's going to be playing the core Death Prophet. Seiyu's going to be behind him with a Shadow Shaman 4 position. Always Want to Fly on kind of what is becoming very rapidly a signature 5-position Naga Siren from him. I was pretty inspired by it. I've actually been playing a lot in my pubs trying to feel it out. And let me just say, it feels fantastic. I think it is actually, out of all the weird 5 positions that have been run, like LeBron trying out Brewmaster 5, and then Death Prophet from G, I think the Naga Siren actually feels the best out of all of them.
It feels really good when you're playing versus something like a Shadow Shaman. Like, the Shadow Shaman hits you and you're just like, I take 0 damage, and then my Illusion hits you, applies Orb of Venom, and it's doing like 12 damage per hit with the tick of the... Yeah, it feels really good right now for sure. Just because your safe laner just doesn't get pressured nearly as hard. You're like an Ogre Magi, it almost feels like.
With the added benefit of being able to put in some team fight power later on to the game, where Ogre typically kind of falls off in that regard. In our bottom lane, let's see, we got Smiling Knight, who's going to be playing his favorite hero in the Wraith King, as we heard from him in the pregame interview. Eknar's going to be trying to babysit him with the 5 Bat Rider, but as you alluded to earlier, not a great support right now, and it's going to be even worse against an Abaddon in lane.
Abaddon and Nyx. Both of these are just like the counter to him, so he doesn't even have mana. I see Roger skilled the mana burn has just been throwing it on him a couple times. Yeah, it definitely won't be easy for him to go for any type of kill here, but he's actually securing the lane not too badly as Iceberg walks into tower. Gonna get Flame Break backed.
He's gonna get the shield up here, so he's okay now, but that was definitely a close call there. Iceberg mispositioning. Instead, it's going to be first blood at top lane, where they do manage to get on top of the Shadow Shaman. And the Naga Siren's innate tankiness allows him to just persevere. Iceberg, again, getting a bit low. We'll finally get some tangos back. They're going to go for the kill onto the Bat Rider here. The shield is going to pop, securing him the kill. 2-0 already for Na'Vi, as Always Want to Fly is going to go ahead and suicide to the neutrals for a quick trip back to base. Iceberg unable to get off the shield in time, is nailed by the stun from Smiling Knight before he can do anything. So Empire do get themselves on the board.
All right, bottom lane's the fun lane. Noted.
Yeah.
Top also seems to be a bit of fun, as they will be chasing V-Tune, but this top lane I feel like is just, Na'Vi should be able to win this one pretty hard. Petu is going to get his farm, but they're both at risk of dying if they do make too many mispositions here on the Shadow Shaman or the Death Prophet. If Naga dies, who cares? Na'Vi doesn't really care about this 5-position Naga going down at any time.
Yeah.
And we're seeing mid, Gwyn is actually doing quite well. He's gotten a couple extra of these Eidolons with his Blightstone picked up. General, of course, has more denies, but yeah, he's caught up in last hits.
Do you know what the experience, how much experience Eidolons give compared to like regular creeps? Because I'm betting he's still going to be suffering in that regard, even if he is getting some eidolons here or there. But
I think they're like half. It's like 20. I can't remember the exact numbers. Okay. I think it's like 20 to 30 or 20 to 28. I can't remember for eidolons.
Honestly, that was a pretty good number, I think, you put out there, Fog. I appreciated that you knew at all, anywhere close to that.
Because what are melee creeps? They're like 20 or 80, or sorry, what am I saying, 20 or 80? 50 something?
Yeah, I thought they were closer to 40, but I'm not sure.
So I think it's about half-ish, so.
Yeah. Man, I cannot help but thinking, like, what is Eknark going to do in this game?
At least his flame break pushback was pretty cute. Like, he is versus a double melee bottom, so they can at least work around that when they go close to tower. But yeah, in the grand scheme of the game, looking at his game, it looks really hard. Who's his targets? Maybe he goes for like an ag shard and he ends up doing like some teammate lassos or something, saving people when they get focused. Who knows? So I'm curious about it.
You know, I played a game with Dupu where he was trying that. And that's all he would focus on. He was just like telling people to bait. Go bait, go bait. I'll lasso you. It was not very good, but you know, maybe it'll look better. Petrichar in a bit of trouble right now. So I always want to fly it in front of him really nicely. Great body blocks, and they might actually get the kill as a result. The Fairy Fire's going to go off. They're still going to go for the dive, though. With the ensnare, they'll easily get this kill. Maybe the Shadow Shaman can get a little bit of a rebuttal onto V-Tune, but, you know, he's got maxed out Feast, so he'll probably be pretty healthy by the time the Death Prophet comes back.
Feels nice in the lane when you don't have to skill Rage. You can just go for your 2 passes on this Lifestealer and just play super aggressive. I like it. General, DD Rune, now starting to apply that pressure onto mid Gwyn. Now, since it is max eidolons, he's having a bit more trouble clearing them out. Doesn't quite one-shot them.
You know, I haven't heard your thoughts on it, Fox. What do you think about Lifestealer now? Because obviously, I thought that hero was in the dumpster, and then we saw it picked up yesterday, and I thought, well, okay, Viking GG have definitely lost, and then they won anyway. And then we see it again picked up by Na'Vi now. Is this hero better than I was giving credit for?
I actually don't mind it too much. He just has this weird peak timings now. It's still similar, like you're strong around your armlet, but he's really good as the game progresses versus super tanky heroes. Open Wounds is also absolutely absurd. If you have seen it a couple times in the game, like it's 50% life. They like up the hell out of it. It's got a really long cooldown now, but once you start getting these things online, you can man fight like literally anyone. Wraith King crits you, you hit him, and you full heal off of your Feast and your Open Wound thing. So hero actually has a lot of power for me.
So he just kind of like he owns lanes, and then he maybe doesn't do anything around 15 minutes, but like 20, 25, we start getting the shard, our first round of items, and maybe feels better. I always want to fly in some trouble here. It's going to go ahead and try and split up, but of course the Jingu stays on the real one, so it's pretty easy to identify.
I still always like the infest thing too with Lifestealer. I've seen a lot of fun plays where you have like 2 type of carry heroes and he can just literally save a team fight because he just jumps in that other pseudo carry.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it, especially versus Wraith King. I think he's got a really fun matchup. As if the game gets to like late stages, it's really fun to see the two of them just literally beat the crap out of each other back and forth in lifesteal. Iceberg bottom, getting pretty aggressive onto Smiling Knight.
Yeah, even though he still doesn't have his level 6, he's willing to just charge at that Wraith King.
Dire are scanning.
General gets that book 1, starting to pressure into the mid lane. They're going to have Roger connect. Eknart, I was checking to see if he's getting any stacks going, because I think that's something you can do as these 5 bats to enable yourself. He only has the 1 at the moment.
Yeah, that's like to see a little bit more. We're going to see him stack up the hard camp. So... yeah, I mean, that is the one thing. Is like stacks are so important that as a support, if you do not have a place in the game, every minute there's something important for you to do. At least there's that much. I'm not sure what he's going to be doing hovering around mid lane. I'm not sure if he can really stop General in this pressure that's being put onto the mid lane right now.
I love that. Dude, look, he tried to mischief dodge the Necro Book damage when he killed it the last wall. He doesn't get it, and they all just spam taunt him. Poor Gwyn.
Roger, just gonna go ahead and watch, take some experience here. and maybe taunt Smiling Knight a little bit. Eknard is going to come over, and small chance, but he could try and get aggressive on that Nyx Assassin if they wanted.
Good move by Roger. I like these small little invasive plays. Your Batten just has a free lane right now. And we're seeing Iceberg. He's queued up his items. He, of course, finds a Possessed Mask. Nice item for the Sabaton. And he's just going to go Mask of Madness.
Yeah, this is the build that we saw from him. So last time Iceberg played this core Abaddon, he went Mask of Madness, Manta into Abyssal. So no like Radiance that you expect out of some strength cores, like we've seen, say, Hector has done in South America. Petrishara is going to be gone on again here in the top lane. His Spirit Drain should be enough to keep him alive here, but still out of charges now and not feeling great about being forward in that lane anymore. Mid tower does go down. General has just kind of chipped away at it before the Siege Wagon even is needed. So this is going to make the map very awkward for Empire now.
Such an early tower to lose. I can't believe they didn't. I guess they just felt like they couldn't rotate to protect it whatsoever. As now Smiling Knight, General, he'll find him. He was about to black hole for a second, but decides against it.
Yeah, it might have been worth it just because he hadn't leveled up Reincarnation yet. Windblood's going to get on top of General, but has to quickly dance away. As, yeah,
They're just full defensive posture by Empire now. They're all just kind of sitting back, and it does feel pretty hard for them to do much. They do have level 6 on the Saddle Shaman, but their support to it, it's awkward. It's real awkward.
Yeah. Oh, it certainly is. And a big reason why they can't seem to make plays, to add on top of the fact that they don't have a traditional like offlaner to start tight team fights for you. Okay, Sentry might be able to find to get this kill on the Nyx Assassin. Roger's going to try and get out with the last bit of Spike Carapace, but no. Eknart claims that kill. The kill score may be evened up, but it is a 2,000 net worth lead for Na'Vi. You can see they were definitely the recipients of a winning laning phase here.
And they have these two big bruisers. This front line, this Lifestealer plus Abaddon are quite massive at the moment. Vtoon, he can just run at Smiling Knight. Now, Smiling Knight has no way that he can fight versus this Lifestealer with Armlet.
Yeah, at the same
so
time,
Na'Vi, push them out.
They may not have much of a chance of killing Smiling Knight, but it doesn't really matter. They're just pressuring him and kicking him out of the jungle. Looks like Empire is going to come around to the side here, but a nice reset. Always want to fly.
Oh.
There with the song is going to TP out right as dead. Yeah, I mean, that would have been a beautiful fight. Seiyu is going to be caught on the way out as Na'Vi retreat back to the river, find themselves the kill, and should be able to get out pretty cleanly.
Gwyn trying to run away as Na'Vi's starting to re-engage as that DP ulti is starting to go down. I love Song versus this Exorcism is going to be really strong. Same thing versus Wukong's. If they're able to always do it like that and just reset the fights. It's always the power of this Naga Siren.
It's like dealing with an Oracle, but like so much worse. You feel this pressure of needing to find this 5 position at the start of a team fight. And we'll just see if Always Wanna Fly is able to keep that kind of key positioning to this game to always be able to reset bad fights.
It's actually nice versus a lot of things too. I always forget this, but even versus Shadow Shaman, you know, you Song, you kill the wards, and then you can start fights too. There's a lot of different benefits for this 5 position Naga Siren in this game. As top, Iceberg just gonna TP in the middle of everything.
His ultimate is going to go off here. This is, they could set up here with the Wukongs, maybe potentially on the Lifestealers. They're going to get it off. They can keep a chain stun, but what a stun from Roger. Comes in, hits the 2-man stun. Now it's entirely up to the Monkey King to try and win this fight, which he might still be able to. Smiling Knight in his second life. They push back Roger there with the break. Nicely done by Empire. They were just very well set up for that fight. They said there's no more Song. They can't reset if they come to defend this tower. And they get a great team fight out of it.
Yeah, their strongest hero wasn't able to get there in time. Na'Vi, they chose to try to defend that without their Naga Siren or their Enigma in a way to get there. Since they had TPs available, but Lifesteal TP'd in the front. Their TPs would have been too long, and a great Wukong's by Gwyn. As now, they even find General for a second here. They're playing with
shows up, kills the Eidolons, backs away. General still trying to hold this high ground. General seems really obsessed with this this concept now. When he plays this Enigma of invading the enemy triangle and letting enemies run into him, and if they don't, then he just controls an area of the map.
Yeah, also they just, I feel like they did too much there. They tried to distribute the resources too much around the map. Like, I feel like if they can't have General get to that tower faster top, there's no way they can even attempt for this defense. So pretty big mistake, and that's going to give Empire a lot of space to farm back up. Gwyn, he's almost got his Maelstrom done. So we saw the Wukong's pre-Maelstrom there. With the Maelstrom, it's going to be pretty devastating. If he gets it off like that a full duration,
yeah, that
Navi has to be a bit more careful. Roger was clutch, though, with his stun, but just in the middle of Wukong on everybody.
That is going to be potentially massive team fight, but Roger, even better, if he can get this pick off onto Gwynblight, will be able to hit him with the Impale. Get in front of him, try and body block him, allow the Malefice and the Ensnare to be able to land, and now he's certainly dead. His Abound in the Strike is going to come through, but they don't have supports to be able to save this Monkey King. Maybe he can save himself with a trickery.
No way.
He's going to be able to get away from Roger. He actually survives through all that. Always want to fly. He's going to hit that reset button, songs it up, will leave behind some illusions, and run away with his Tranquil Boots. Pechushara is fast, but he doesn't have his Yule Scepter yet, so unlikely he can catch anybody here.
Navi missing out on another kill. They tried it again with General up on the high ground with his Necro Books, trying to find this sandwich, but another kill missed. That's like 3 I think they've just missed by the skin of their teeth. Book 3 is now finished, so a lot easier to get those kills with the slow, of course, from the book, and this thing extra damage. But now with that Song, maybe being a little bit more hesitant. But it is Song versus Exorcism, so maybe they feel like they can still fight because that Exorcism is down.
Yeah, you could see such a dramatic difference here as we're going to watch this attempt of a kill onto the Monkey King.
So close.
That Flame Break pushing everything back, particularly that melee Necronomicon Warrior. That's the big damage dealer there, but nicely done. Empire, it got a lot of space as a result of kind of some failed kill attempts, and now Smiling Knight, he's feeling a lot better in these fights. He's still got to be careful of that mana burn coming out from the Necronomicon minions, though, as he is quite
he's
low,
in trouble.
though. He's got 5 stick charges, but not a ton of mana to work with. So he's actually got to back up. If anything, Empire now have to forfeit this tier 2.
This shielded Necro 3. Dude, they can't deal with it.
Oh, no!
Stronger than their whole team.
The Flame Break bounced over and actually broke down the tree of Gwynblight. He's still going to be able to get off this Boundless Strike and sets up the Wukong's Mastery. Now, Roger does get the Aphotic Shield, but just a little bit more damage and he will go down. Empire managed to hold off of the Monkey King, not the Wraith King. Once again, Gwynblight coming in very, very clutch to be able to make some of these defensive team fights work for them.
Navi's happy about this, though. They just blew Wukongs and Serpent Wards. Look at the positioning of it. Right next to their tier 2. They're going to take so long to get momentum to push out the lanes now and never find an opportunity. Navi immediately just goes back in and looks for an aggressive play. Book is back up. They can actually look to probably continue going down bottom if they'd like to. I'm going to watch what General does choose to do with his books at the moment.
Yeah, I wonder if Eknard feels the pressure. I think Eknard wanted to be able to cut some creep waves here and just run down the lane, but he's immediately caught by Iceberg and always want to fly. They put a stop to that one. They want to keep this pressure on the tier 2 tower, potentially take it before that 20-minute mark.
I'm actually surprised General's doing what he's doing right now. That he's running this into invade here instead of just going and pressuring bottom.
Yeah.
He just actually fed his Necro Book 3 for no reason into the triangle. It's a bit of a mistake there. I think if they collapsed on bottom right there, they had a huge window. They had to be able to maybe get the tower, or at least force huge TPs down bottom, and then be able to reset and farm a bit more. It won't be a big deal. They're still going to be able to get all this farm, but just some small little mistakes for Navi. That might hurt them in the later stages.
Yeah, the potential of being able to keep Empire low in experience, I think, is pretty important. Wonder how quickly Smiling Knight's going to get that shard, because this Necro 3 is a big problem for him when it comes to being able to frontline in team fights.
I think he might have to just buy it actually at the 20-minute mark. If the fights are coming to them that fast, I think he might have to just get it right away.
Yeah.
May have to just finish it up before the AC comes out if his farm isn't good.
All right, well, Navi, another push coming forwards here. 1
Maybe they
minute.
can still get it pre-20.
Yeah. Should be able
Just
to
maybe.
here, as it looks like Empire not going to make a move to contest.
Too scary to defend this area. Even though they have a nice ward still down, it hasn't been taken out. The surround around here is just terrifying. When the Naga has Song every single time, you can't get your fight started ever set up perfectly. So Navi, they'll take it. Roger already set up for the outpost, and they'll be able to take it away. See what Empire does to try to reclaim it if they even have any attempt to. As oh, what the Shadow Shaman wards mid. V2 just gets to farm all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, the dream.
Yeah, with the single glyph, they were able to defend both their mid and top tower from taking a whole lot of damage there. So Na'Vi, they pretty much got away with that bottom lane push for scot-free. And now Malphus actually pushed them in a little bit deeper here. Seiyu is going to go for the shackles here, surrounded by Wukong's command, and that'll be a dead general. Once again, keeps on trying to invade into this triangle. They're going to bounce around this Death Prophet here, choosing not to fight into the Exorcism as best they can, but they are going to lose Roger on the way out there. So Na'Vi, once again, trying to overstep and solidify too much of the map, it feels like, Fog.
This is the same thing that we saw the other day from when General was playing the Enigma. He's just so over-aggressive, it feels like. And these moves, no one was near him either. He just tried to solo kill the bat in the enemy triangle without his Nyx or anyone even in the realms of close to him. At least they forced a Death Prophet ult, but they lost 2 heroes.
Definitely seems like General is still trying to get the grasp of the difference between some of those like traditional initiating offlaners he likes to play and this Enigma, which I feel like you need to protect your game a little bit more, especially if you were given the mid lane.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple times now that we've seen it just looks so much like the other day. I think it was me and you casting that one too, where we just saw General doing the exact same thing. We're like, they just need to play passive, and he just kept forcing the issue, and it actually lost them the game. So this one, they're still in a comfortable spot, but a couple more of those, and they're actually just going to lose the lead, at least for now.
Yeah, it feels like if they could, Na'Vi just could content themselves with saying, we're farming 2 lanes and 2 jungles, and they're farming 1 lane and 1 jungle. You know, like, then we should just be happy with that. We don't need to completely shut them out of farm. We are getting twice the amount out of the map than they are.
At the very least, you know, Wukong's and the Exorcism were used, so they get a Rosh out of it. So it actually, this time it ends up working, and now they're going to find Smiling Knight in the woods. But he's got backup.
And you're absolutely right. He did immediately go for that shard instead of trying to finish out the AC. So Smiling Knight now can frontline in order to maybe set things up. But it looks like the Shadow Shaman got caught in the bottom lane thanks to the Nyx Assassin plus Lifestealer duo.
Yeah, especially, it's also the Nyx, right? That's the other thing why I was like, he needs to get shard. The Nyx mana burn is always something that just catches you off guard. Na'Vi continue their siege.
Okay,
nice
3-man silence.
So hard to start a fight. Empire, they just know that the song is at the ready. It's still only level 1 song, but it's always that looming threat. If they approach poorly, even one fight, they'll just be completely slammed.
Pop the raid.
Wait, has BKB?
With the Blink Dagger, they can now take over this triangle. This is a part of the game that feels really good for you, right? When you get Roshan, and then you're able to take over the enemy triangle, and then you could just take these 2 top towers, you're going to get a huge gold lead off of this move now that you're strong enough to kind of assert your dominance.
And you have this book 3 always, so you can just pop it every single time it's off cooldown, swing and clear out all the wards in this area too. So Empire, the vision that they're going to really have on the map is extremely limited for the next 5-something minutes or so. They're going to just have this bottom ward, as I believe Navi's going to just play around this area.
Yeah, with the correct positioning here, any smoke plays become very awkward.
Roger.
That's exactly what V2 and Roger does get caught, though, by the smoke through mid, which is an interesting move. And now they're going to try and sandwich through into the triangle. Always want to fly in the front lines here. See if they can catch him before he gets off the Song of Siren. He goes for the split. Now he's silenced up, actually. Stunned as well. The Aphotic Shield goes off. He's still holding out on that Song. Doesn't want to use it just yet. They may actually turn around here. Smiling Knight may be losing his first life pretty easily. The ensnare, the Wukong's command is going to go out. They're quickly going to go for this Naga Siren, catching him and bringing him down. Looking for more now as they bump back V2. V2, who has still the Aegis. So Empire don't want to go too far forward. They're going to be a bit skittish here, back out, accepting the small win that they just got. Well, Eckhart. Oh, no.
I was like, he's DC'd, I'm pretty sure. V2 saw it. He's going to seize the opportunity.
That is,
or will he get baited?
That is a bad time to DC. I mean, he does have lasso, so.
Seiyu has his Hex, and he has an Aether Lens with his Keen Op. Like, he's got the range to get the Shackles and the CC right now.
Yeah.
But, you know, Na'Vi is pretty close. General has a Blink Dagger to get in there. All right, let's see how it goes. They're gonna give respect. Okay, V2, nice. Tip from Eknart. we like that sportsmanship.
Yeah, that was nice. All right, well, Na'Vi, if I have to expect they're just going to go right back at it, right?
Yep. Send the Naga mid, look to just battle again. As Wukongs should be down for a little bit longer. Yeah, 65 seconds. They have a pretty good window without that Wukongs.
Yeah, 70 seconds on the reincarnation as well for the Wraith
Oh, yeah,
King.
good call. I always just forget about the Wraith King one because I'm always like, he's level 18. You know, it's got like 20 seconds or whatever also.
Yeah. Smiling Knight, unfortunately, hasn't had that kind of totally free game.
No.
He is still ways away from that level 3.
Successful scan. They kind of expect Gwyn to be in the tree lines. Roger already wrapping around.
Oh, and here's the play. Lifestealer plus Nyx Assassin. They're going to sneak through. They cut
Midnight
down
Pulse.
the trees and catch the Monkey King. And looks like they caught Seiyu at the same time. He managed to get off the Malefice on the Shadow Shaman before his TP completed as well. So 2 kills there.
Nice scan. Nice Midnight Pulse by General.
That was just a good read from Na'Vi, right? Empire knows that Navi's just going to run it back and probably run at the top tower, so they try and play the other side of the map. As a result, Na'Vi says, no, let's go ahead, hunt these guys down. They're not going to be playing top. And they make that really nice Nyx Assassin Vendetta move that, first hit bash.
Eknart, the bash.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Eknart. He probably would have died anyway, but still can't feel good to be on that end of RNG.
Poor Eknart. He's just. This is why they made it the 5 position bat. There's just. There's no hope for this man's game. It's so tough. I want to see him get the shard, to be quite honest with you, because even with Death Prophet and stuff, it's pretty good. Having this save, having this protection can be pretty neat.
Yeah.
And he hasn't lasted on an enemy, right?
No.
Or he got one. He did get one, maybe. I think, maybe. We'll see what he goes for.
Especially with the single target focus that a Lifestealer puts out. I could definitely kind of agree with that.
He's not getting any farm though, so he's just got the drums to work with. He's still a ways away. Na'Vi continuing their siege, not giving up any space for Empire. Only for Smiling Knight to get farm, and he's keeping an okay pace.
I would like to see Eknart just try and do some of those like sneaky plays where he just gets onto the enemy side of the map and starts cutting creep waves every once in a while. Between him and the Monkey King, I could see how they together could extend this game quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Monkey King is definitely a little more worrisome now for him after, it just gets Midnight Post once.
Yeah.
But the Bat Rider, you're 5 position. Like, you can definitely look for those opportunities. They did lose a lot of map control, though. So lanes are being constantly shoved in. I've seen Iceberg just Manta push waves in. The Book just being sent down another wave. So they are having some troubles to get these waves out in particular.
Iceberg is finally into real core Batten territory now, by the way. He's got his level 15 talent, so the 65 damage upgrade.
Oh, and I love the Manta is just so damn good with your passive.
Yeah.
You're going to instantly proc on somebody, so. And with this Book constantly being summoned and being forced down the lanes, again, as we said, Vision's going to be really problematic for Empire. They have the one ward down in the enemy triangle, but that's not going to give them much information at all.
No.
They actually have to back up for this push from Iceberg. They do see General with their ward right now, with that the only Vision ward that they have on the map.
That Blink Dagger's pretty scary on the Nagastar. We always want to fly. We still haven't seen that combination that was talked about pre-game, which is the leap into the black hole. So Na'Vi have been winning this game without that big trump card.
And he's going to get the net because of this Blink Dagger, and it's a long duration one. Eknart, see you later.
Very nicely done by Always Want to Fly. Now, looks like they're trying to go on Iceberg. They do manage to kill him. Okay. Not bad. Smiling Knight is going to man up. Oh, the black hole in the back lines immediately just lock down the Monkey King. They don't need anything else because they know he represents so much of the team fight there. Smiling Knight, they're going to take their time with him as he's got that 2 lives. They're going to buy back on the Monkey King. They're going to try and fight around this second life of Smiling Knight. They're not even going to finish him off. Dual Scepter is going to catch Roger, but the song is going to make sure that Roger gets out. Always Want to Fly. May not have the mana for his TP, but his Blink Dagger will come off cooldown, and he should be able to outrun everything else that's coming his way. Unless, I guess, the Monkey King Could catch him. Boundless Strike. Slowing him down. He's going to go for the TP now, but Seiyu's there. So he is a casualty, but it saves everybody else's life.
Yeah, and they get the big kill on Gwyn, and they force a buyback. That really kills his progression of items. Quite a lot there on that Monkey King. And it was an Arcane Rune as well for General. So his Black Hole is going to be back up at a very quick frequency. And, oh, look at this. A Quickening Charm in the base for him as well, too. So very fast cooldown going to be coming up for his spells and his fresh BKB that he just showed in that last fight, too.
Yeah, it would be nice if maybe they could have taken Roshan or something with that buyback, but sadly, potential spawn time just started. Not going to be up for another minute, so I like this play.
They're trying. Yeah, I like this too. The invasion. They're trying to catch something.
Can they catch him? Vitoon, he gets hexed before he can get anything off. The Aphotic Shield's going to come through, though. The Wukong's man is out. Seiyu's already dead. They're going to get the lasso, pulling in Roger. He's going to die very quickly. And Iceberg, you saw that damage come in. His ultimate is only going to save him for so long. Here's the Yule Scepter. Delays things out. The Boundless Strike lands. Iceberg goes down. And now Vitoon is left kind of by his lonesome here. His General can't really help out that much without the Black Hole. Smiling Knight and Gwynplaine both had the lifesteal mechanics to be able to keep themselves alive against the lifestealer. So Empire looking really good for that engagement. The Black Hole just now coming back up, though. So even though they get a good fight on the enemy side of the map, they may not be able to take anything big with it, especially with the Bat Rider getting picked off in the mid lane now.
I love that swing, though. That was such a good move by them. I'm just understanding these cooldowns are down. The Naga's dead. We have to get something out of the map, and just walking into high ground like that can be very, very scary, but they just persist with it and get it. General, as we said, Arcane Rune and the Black Hole is used. It could catch them off guard. They might think it's still on cooldown.
It's funny how, like, that tier 1 tower being up is such a nuisance for smokes like that, but in a way, it actually covered their smoke play even better because they snuck through an area that Na'Vi was certainly not expecting a smoke play.
It was a really clever move. Na'Vi, we're a little prepared though with Iceberg. Just Vitoon and Iceberg kind of bailing each other out, and now they do get a Rosh opportunity. No Wukongs for 4 seconds. They can't contest this as it's dying a bit too fast. Roger's gonna peek out and scout though. Empire might have a small window. Nope, they don't.
AC complete for the Lifestealer now, so they've evened out the field a bit. Smiling Knight has his 10-second BKB. Going to be caught on the tail end of the Impale here. Just looking to be able to slow him down, poke at him. The song is going to go off. They're going to look for that Black Hole play. They see the Death Prophet and the Shadow Shaman loop together. That being said, what a Boundless Strike. They're going to be able to catch two. Doesn't quite stop General, but they can still bang on him. The lasso from behind him stops the Black Hole. Some of the damage is mitigated. Gwynplaine is still looking kind of healthy, but he's got to start backing away. The armor's going to protect him only so much, and Vitoon just goes to town on him. Smiling Knight still working on his first life here. Let's see if his BKB can get him out of dodge, as he's got to rely on getting back to base with no Monkey King up for a minute and a half. They need Smiling Knight to survive here. Hex goes out, blink forward, always want to fly, trying to catch Seiyu, but Seiyu in turn blinks back, dodging that stun, but still a nasty situation for Empire. They have to pay the price for that earlier buyback on Monkey King.
Iceberg and Vitoon just tag teaming onto these heroes, just with the Curse of Avernus. They're doing so much damage. The fresh delivered AC as well.
Ooh, that's a long Shackles. Okay. Maybe they can force out. Actually, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. No! Okay. He doesn't get it up in time. Now the Yule Scepter going off. They thought they could take this with Gwynplaine being gone, but now a bunch of casualties. First is going to be Iceberg, then it's always want to fly. Empire strike back here.
I see what you did there.
Hey.
Nice moves, and Blink Dagger and the Aether Lens finished up on Seiyu, so he's got this great catch from far away. They had to get them on the retreat. Na'Vi, be a little bit more careful how they do set up that. 40 seconds till Black Hole. They want to hang on to this mid tower, but this time it's finally going down. Silence on 2.
To take away that reincarnation. Seiyu in the back lines, man. Oh, it feels so bad to just go up against these Necronomicon heroes, and Petchishar is taking a lot of physical damage as well. Smiling Knight does still have his BKB, so he might be okay here. It's going to turn around, stun up the Lifestealer, and then get out. Thanks in part to the whip that is certainly helping here. Is anybody going to get caught? Petchishar, I feel like, is likely to die here. Let's see. Gwynblight's actually going to be able to get us
Gwyn's in
set
the
up here.
spot.
Managed to get his Boundless Strike onto Roger. Roger with the Spike Carapace. Slowed down, though. Turns around, impale, but he's certainly dead. Once again, the Monkey King setting up for all of these team fights. Oh, look at this Lifestealer play, though. He's going to go ahead, pop out. Surprise, Pechishara. A quick kill for him.
Nice.
V-Tune. You thought it was just a Necronomicon, but it was so much more. V-Tune gets the quick assassination and backs away.
Nice little push and pull play by both of them there. These Wukongs, every time, Gwyn is just finding himself in the perfect tree to get these opportunities to almost swing them back in these fights. It's very back and forth game, and he's getting quite farmed to be able to actually stand toe-to-toe versus Lifestealer and versus his Abaddon. He's getting to that point soon. He needs his next item, but right now with this Aghanims too, like this Wraith King and this Monkey King, they might be getting to that point where they can stand toe-to-toe with Lifestealer and Abaddon soon.
Another upgrade for General coming in. As he's waiting out the bounty runes to be able to buy the Mystic Staff for the upgraded Arcane Blink.
Oh, this is a fun item on Enigma. It's Midnight Pulse Black Hole every time with no way they can actually interrupt it and no way you miss it. It's really fun.
Yeah, and a 25% CDR as well, so.
Yeah. That'll be pretty nice for him. It's like, I don't know how worth it is though. Like, would you rather have that or would you rather have like the attempt for a refresher?
V-Tune with the deadpan look. I'm sorry, that was just hilarious watching that assassination. Nice two-man black hole on the two cores. Eknar comes in and tries to stop the black hole, but it's too late. V-Tune has already done the damage. The Monkey King's down, and Smiling Knight has lost his first life. The Song of Siren going to stall things out now. Oh, V-Tune's actually taking a lot of damage here. He gets the stun off. Is he going to die? He loses his Aegis. Now Smiling Knight looks to be able to head back to base. Pechishara's going to stick around, though. He turns around, silences, but his carry already said, I'm leaving, guys. All right.
The damage levels in this Na'Vi team is insane. When they both just start hitting somebody, they just melt in no time. Nice plays by Eknar to blink Aether Lens to stop the black hole.
I can't believe Pechishara went back in like that.
He died in, what, 4 hits? So
yeah.
He has no armor.
I mean, Smiling Knight made it very clear. He's like, I am not going back in. We are done with that engagement. And Pechishara refused to let it go. Reincarnation is back up here, so never fear. Smiling Knight should be able to get out with his BKB on the second life. Uh-oh. He doesn't have his BKB for 5 seconds. This is actually pretty troublesome here. Iceberg sticking on top of him. 1 more second to the BKB, but he's already taken too much physical damage. Na'Vi are going to look to keep up the pressure here as the Monkey King was just about to come back up, but now with no Smiling Knight, Na'Vi have very little to fear.
This Iceberg build is really working. He actually does so much of this extra damage that maybe V-Tune was missing in some fights and just backing him up perfectly with shields. The Wukong, though, with Wraith King dead.
They need to be able to kill this Lifestealer so badly, and it's all thanks to Seiyu, who's able to get that long-range Hex into the shackles, and now Iceberg, he doesn't actually recover that much HP. Pechishara really wants to catch him, and he might be able to as well. The blink forward, Hex comes out, Roger waiting, tries to go for the Impale save, but Seiyu's a little bit too far away. The 2 cores actually go down. They don't need Smiling Knight at all, it seems. As long as they can get off the right Wukong's command, they can kill anybody on Na'Vi.
Seiyu and Gwyn holding the game together. No Wraith King, so Na'Vi probably got a little relaxed for a second there while they're getting this push going, but bam. 4-man defense from Empire. Hold strong.
Fuck, this is a crazy game. I'm looking back at the net worth, and it's never gone more than 6,000 to the favor of Na'Vi. It's every single time they get into a position like this, they go for a high ground push with the numbers advantage and lose the fight.
It's not even just gold, too. Like, look at the experience. It's very rare you see experience only within, like, 4,000 or 2,000 metric. Like, sometimes it swings to, like, 10K after a fight. No, it's just... This is unbelievably close.
Yeah.
Really feels like Na'Vi have these huge windows, and then just Empire, just like you said, Empire strikes back out of nowhere. We don't know how.
It's, I mean, you pointed out, it's all Gwyn and Seiyu, man. This tag team has just been putting out some incredible results. and is allowing Empire to be able to kind of stay in here. All around, I'm impressed by Empires. Now they're going to start farming up their tier 4 items. I like that they go into the enemy triangle as well, take away some of that farming space.
Dire's bottom
They're
tower
getting a lot of
is
farm
under attack.
on their supports now, too. Like, Seiyu's level 20. With as same level as his Death Prophet, he's got the Shard. He's starting to get to his own potential of being able to deal a lot of damage in these fights. He's got the level 20 talent as well, too, so his Serpent Ward's much harder to kill. He summons them on Shackles. One of my favorite combos. If he ever gets to the point where he has Ags, too, it is a pretty ridiculous amount of damage that it can do, or split push in fights.
Is there no consideration for the Shackle duration, just considering the fact that it has been so important? Oh, Gwyn. He can't
I
get
don't see
caught out
anyone
right
take
now.
that talent. Oh, Roger. Oh,
They see him leaping through
sees
the
him for a
trees.
second.
And they're good.
Oh. But yeah, I see everyone, when they're getting like their Ag Shard and they're starting to get farmed, they always just take the Serpent Ward because
Yeah.
it works with everything, right? So
That's fair.
all synergizes.
It's funny how those sort of talent choices can definitely turn in, because if he does get level 25 and then we start getting into the refresher territory, then that's where you can make those sort of game-ending moves with the Shadow Shaman. But for now, Empire just holding around their triangle because they want to be able to control up this Roshan pit, working towards an Abyssal Blade for Smiling Knight.
What neutral items did we get? I saw they got some decent Spell Prism up on Navi. So General will take that instead of his ghetto Spell Prism of the Quickening Charm.
Say you also got the Timeless Relic, which is massive.
He did. That's going to be nice. They have to be a little bit more aware of where this Monkey King's positioning is. As now Gwen is at 25. So these Wukongs, they've been pretty threatening every time. Now there's an extra ring too on top. Yeah, they're gonna have to be pretty cautious because they're getting to these really scary farm points. Like he almost has his Abyssal. So that's where this game for General starts to get really difficult. Even if he gets Lincolns, there's gonna be a lot of different ways for them to just break through it.
Yeah.
At one point, double Abyssal. They have Blink Aether Lens with the Bat Rider. So there's going to be a lot of tools for them to counter Navi.
Yeah, double Abyssals and Lasso from Bat Rider with an Aether Lens. General, it almost feels like he's going to have to focus more on just catching the Monkey King and stopping him from being able to get off his Wukong span, rather than these big black hole plays they've been hoping for.
Yeah, I think they have to just put all of the attention on him. Even though Smiling Knight is 8-1-7 as the Wraith King, where it feels like he's literally like this big carry, it's the Monkey King also which are doing a lot of that damage. So let's see, Navi. Fested up. They still have the cheese on Iceberg as well.
Aghanim's Blessing on the Roche, so this is a pretty significant upgrade if either side does get it.
Oh, they just saw Gwen TP bottom to deal with the push. They're not going to be able to do anything. He jumps across way too quick. But Roger is going to go scout to see if he maybe catches him because they did make that move. It's not going to happen, though. Gwen immediately met with his team. Nice attempt by Roger, though. He's even pinging the tree line. Like they were really expecting this Monkey King to stay down here.
Yeah, smart of Empire not to take any... I mean, that risk is so unnecessary.
Yeah. They've got that's the first Abyssal Blade done. Gwyn is about to have his done too if he'd like to spend the gold for it. And General's game getting infinitely harder, and even V-Tune's game. You know, he also has to worry about these Abyssal Blades. If he gets double Abyssal, this whole rage is going to be gone, and then he can actually get turned on. So these fights definitely look like they're starting to get pretty hard for Navi.
It's funny, Gwyn did actually go down there and push out that wave.
He did.
And he didn't have any vision at the time when he first showed of the Nyx Assassin specifically. Probably feels like V-Tune showing that he's okay.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't notice that also Eknard got the Psychic Headband, so even more caster. He's going to have a lot of ways to always cast his lasso on the black hole, pretty much every single one of the fights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're smoking. They're definitely feeling this big power spike right now.
Moving up. They may have just run into one of the better heroes to be able to catch. Oh, the blink away from Always Want to Fly. He's actually going to be okay here. Eknard, just a moment of hesitation with his smoke breaking. didn't push forward with confidence, thinking he could pick somebody off, but instead kind of hesitated and backed away. And that may have just costed them a potential pickoff.
Just a bit too afraid. Walking into high grounds is terrifying. All right, Abyssal done. So next big item. Now Navi's feeling a spike with their first one. Roger is on the prowl. Waiting for Monkey King to address the bottom lane as it's going to start pushing in. See Naga Illusions start to scout things out. Seiyu just never showing on the map. I've just been watching the Shadow Shaman. He's making sure that he never gives any information to Navi. Navi?
He could still potentially be found, though. As Roger, they're kind of baiting out this fight in mid. It's a meaningless fight between two cores that simply won't die. And waiting to see if Empire will pop their heads out of their current shell. Eknard is looking to be able to break something. Okay, they go ahead and pop out, immediately go for this Bat Rider. Hex trying to be attempted, but the rage has already gone down from V-Tune, so they're going to start backing away. The Song of Siren goes out. They say, okay, Exorcism and a kill and a buyback, that is worth. We just get out now, and we are very, very happy.
Nice full reset. Back up. Farm. Roche is up. Let's see. Exorcism is almost out, though. They're going to commit Serpent Wards. They're going to commit for Roche with this. Navi. Iceberg is seeing it right now. They're swinging over.
Much like
General
the buyback earlier on Monkey King, right? They know they have to do something with this timing. And trying to force Roshan is going to force Navi to come out. General pops his head forward, goes for the Midnight Pulse, but doesn't really commit himself into the fight whatsoever. They're going to go for the first life onto the Wraith King, but the Wukong's command is out, and it is a dangerous one as it's bounced already. Always want to fly into the grave. He's going to come back, but it's too late to be able to get this Roshan. Smiling Knight has picked it up and it plays the blade straight onto Iceberg. Iceberg still having to borrow time. It's going to be okay. Gets popped now. General, another showing, another Midnight Pulse, but no Black Hole. Smiling Knight looks to be able to get away with his Aegis intact, and he will. Na'Vi, this time they're the ones on the receiving side of a buyback that doesn't do anything for them.
Scary place to fight into where the tree line is around that Roshan pit. You see he tried to cut the right side trees. He can't quite cut the left ones, so the Wukong, it's gonna go off, and then he can't fight into it. Now they're resetting. Arcane Rune on General, Arcane Blink, Spell Prism. There's gonna be some low cooldown Black Hole if he does get a good connection with it.
Yeah, seriously.
But they still have to be careful. Double Abyssals are ready. The Aether Lens Blink on the Bat Rider. A lot of different ways for them to counteract it. Who ended up getting it? The Blessing. They gave it to the Shadow Shaman. So this Seiyu Shaman gonna have to keep tabs on how much damage he's doing in the fights too now when he's been gifted this.
You know, there was a small chance I thought maybe they would give it to the Wraith King just so the Shadow Shaman could still pump out disables if he is found. Oh, that's a pick off. That is potentially big. Whoa, he cut down the trees. Okay, the Saga Siren's going to reset everything anyway, so I don't think he would have been able to do a whole lot, but that is still, they got to be careful of that anti-synergy on their team.
Navi they have to be pretty afraid now. You're playing into this Aegis and this cheese, and it's been this really back and forth game. They haven't been able to find these good opportunities for the Black Holes really yet either. General's only gotten like 1 or 2 heroes in it at the most. Empire playing really good about splitting up and just only showing the Wraith King on the map 90% of the time.
I love how they're both playing kind of the same game. They throw a core in the mid lane, they bonk heads, and they wait for somebody to be able to pop out. Nice Boundless. They manage to hit 2 with the Wukong's command going out. V2 and Iceberg kind of stuck by the wards, but they quickly get themselves out, killing one of the wards, creating an opening, and phase shifting through if necessary. Looks like they may try and reset here. And
V2's really low mana, though. Yeah. He's only 100 mana. He can't actually jump into the fight. That would have been a really good time if they could find the reinitiation since Wukong and the Serpent Wards were committed, but nah, they got to back up, give some respect since their poor Lifestealer just needs the mana. He's got to go back.
Yeah, bring some clarities to himself. Don't want to make that mistake for the next team fight either.
I can't believe how, like, it's like you're saying, it's the same thing from both teams. They're both poking and prodding to force a reaction so they get information on the opposing side so they can see these crucial supports, these crucial big team fighters.
Dire are scanning.
General? Setting up on top, throws the scan, expecting the Monkey King to maybe be jumping around doing some shenanigans over here.
And he's
They'll
so
see the boundless
too.
Yeah. And he'll just now push out the wave.
Oh, I didn't notice this. General sold his Necronomicon?
When he was buying for the Lincolns, he sold it, I guess. Yeah, I didn't notice. I saw he had Lincolns though. Whoops.
That's I feel like even just for ward control, the Necronomicon is still kind of important, but all right.
Yeah, maybe he just felt like he just needs to get these black holes off, which it is starting to feel like they need to get them versus this Empire draft.
I believe they lose their no Gems on Roger. Okay.
Gem was on Roger last I saw. I believe that they have a gem on the other side too, didn't they? Yeah, they do. The Bat Rider has the gem.
Yeah.
It was the Monkey King holding it for some time because he was just hopping around the trees and he was hoping to not get caught by Roger, which I think that's kind of cute as well.
Hey, we are going to see it though, Fogged. The shard on Bat Rider. He just bought it, so it could be really big if they bait out the right person here. Oh, missed strike. A nice 4-staff away. Smiling Knight taking the man fight against Iceberg, knowing that he's going to be able to force out that borrowed time, but not
Roger's
the other way around. But in the back line, they already managed to catch Zayu. That's the most important kill they could get. Gwynblind pump faking his ultimate right now, waiting for a better opportunity. He doesn't want to blow it and have Na'Vi walk away from the engagement, which is exactly what they're doing here. They pretty much traded supports. Gonna buy back on Roger as well.
They didn't steal his gem. It's just sitting actually in the bottom lane after he died. So Roger maybe will be able to recover that. I think he's sending his courier down immediately. Yeah, look at the courier. It's on a mission. He's hoping his gem is still in the lane.
Top tower is under attack.
Well, that's a little bit unfortunate there for Empire, but
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
He's actually gonna get it. Yeah, look at the courier. As the mid fight's about to kick off, but he recovers his gem, so very nicely done by Roger. And he'll be able to get it right back, so nothing of value really lost, just his life.
almost having level 25 on Smiling Knight. So that is a very big upgrade.
Yup. Yeah, they're all starting to get pretty farmed. Shiva's also finished up on the Death Prophet, starting to actually be a real core. Can actually stand in the midst of stuff now with some armor. Before, he was just literally just going negative armor, so he's taking this so much bonus damage.
All right, we just have the time of Mortal Strike. Now it's up every 2 seconds, so...
Lovely, lovely. Now we just need to wait another 8.5 minutes so that we get some a giant ring or so on him. They just commit the black hole.
Solo black hole onto Eknart. Certainly worth it when, especially when you've got that arcane blink. A black hole is now a cooldown of 80 seconds, and the Bat Rider's dead for 100.
Math, very worth it.
Yeah.
And General has another 5.5k too, so if he wants, he could even snap by the refresher or whatever he feels is his next best fit.
General got his level 25, has the plus Eidolons, so they win one team fight and everything's going to get demolished. But same can be said of Empire as well. The difference has been that I've noticed that Na'Vi, even when we've seen them back away from fights, they are still forcing fights onto Empire's side of the map, even when it feels like they should have the disadvantage. Like when the Aegis was picked up, Empire had that advantage of an Aegis and cheese, but they were never on Na'Vi's side of the map.
I feel like they haven't been on Na'Vi's side of the map almost at all this game, right? The tier 2s are pretty healthy. Bottom is, or top is the most unhealthy one, 700 HP, but Navi's just always been split pushing and forcing these waves out, either with Naga illusions, with the Eidolons, or just with a Lifestealer and a Bat and just pushing it with themselves. I've actually seen the Illusionist cape a couple times now from Iceberg being sent down lane. So yeah, they're just forcing this in, never giving Empire a good opportunity, or never a good location for them to really fight with their big ults to get anything other than just a couple kills. So good aggressive posture. And still super close. I just cannot believe how experience is still not moved out of like the 4,000 range.
Yeah, seriously.
Is that a second AC?
Yes. I was looking at it, I was like, is he going to get a moon shard? No, he got a second AC.
It's okay. It's fine. He at least gets the 10 armor, which he does need. So.
Yeah, and I guess he wouldn't be like the other armor item is obviously Shiva's, but he wants the attack speed.
Yeah,
or his
this just feels
passive.
more beneficial. Because then even if like they won't always be fighting, they want to fight together, the Lifesteal and Abaddon, just be those Bruise brothers, but you know, some of the times you will get split away.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Iceberg claiming the high ground a bit here. Smiling Knight has queued up the next big item, which he can maybe actually afford pretty soon.
Yeah, it's about that time.
It's getting that point.
Gwynplaine not making the
teams so
same
tanky.
kind of commitment here is going to go for the MKB, which he could have right now if he wants. They want to make sure they're not caught without buyback, especially since Roshan could be up right now. It's actually going to spawn in a minute and a half, but there's the commitment.
He's got the Rapier.
Rapier is up with the level 25 talent.
Oh.
That is big, big boy damage upgrades.
Am I seeing this right, though? He got rid of his boots.
Okay.
Do they have spider legs? I was just checking their neutral items. I don't think they did.
No, they did not get spider legs. And he doesn't have like a swift... Like if he had swift blink, I would totally understand. But I guess that... I mean, if he didn't have the 30 movement speed from the 20 talent... I've seen a lot of people go for the skeleton spawn, but he goes for the movement speed. If it wasn't for that, then this would look terrible.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be really immobile. That could actually hurt him so much in the fights. A lot of times he has just been standing there and just beating versus the Lifesteal, so maybe the benefit will be there. Iceberg, this is going to be that reveal of that Rapier onto him.
And almost manages to force bar time. In fact, he should be able to here. No shackles to follow it up. Smiling Knight goes ahead and pops a Minotaur Horn. Gwynblaine's ready to go if Na'Vi gets aggressive. But maybe it's finally time for Empire to take a little walkabout to the other side of the river.
bottom.
See what the lands are like over there. But look at that Eidolon
But
push.
the Eidolons will take this
Oh
rack
my
in
God.
no time.
Guys, you got to do something about this. Oh, they all disappeared before he could get the last hits. Oh, they're going to set up on him.
Oh, and they're setting up for him.
Yeah,
Gwyn.
this is all a bait potentially to be able to execute Gwynplaine. They're going to be able to get the bash in. Pistol follow-up, and they've got the kill. This should be able to force up buyback here if they want to be able to protect Roshan.
The fear. They've been trying to bait this play so many times now on Na'Vi, and they finally get one at probably the biggest opportunity as Roche spawns right after they get that kill. So now straight swing over there. Aditi even spawns bottom. And Roger hits 25 for some Vendetta unobstructed pathing. So he can set up those ganks a lot easier as well. As look at the Eidolons.
Yeah,
The
they're
rack's
going
top.
to hit top lane right now, so we're going to watch that gank again. I mean, these Eidolons are causing, I think, some panic out of Empire, where the Monkey King has been very careful not to show himself to those situations, but now they're going to have to give up Roshan. This seems like a...
This is a really scary Roche to give up. This is now, there's 3 black holes in the fight.
Oh, are they going to catch Always Want to Fly here? Abyss of Blade, follow-up stun, quickly kill him and get out. All right.
Still get a kill. But who took what? Aghanim Shard, or Aghanim Scepter was picked up by
Abaddon?
Abaddon, it looks like. So he'll be able to heal out all his teammates, these nice miscoils when they do get focus fired. I'm surprised I actually gave that to him.
Yeah, why not? Why not General?
Why not General? Exactly. There's 3 black holes. Like, If he lands 2 of them, they're all dead to the Midnight Pulse.
That's so many Midnight Pulses on the ground in these team fights.
Yeah,
Wow.
I really thought they'd give it to him as well. As Roger, with this unobstructed pathing, he's scouting out the tree lines for Gwyn. Gwyn has to be so careful now.
All right, I'm gonna. Oh my God, look at this, man. Roger might just be able to find him a second time here. The Shard is just so good for them to be able to make plays like this.
He's so fast. Yeah, 714 movement speed. He's just easily able to set up and now he'll just swing toward top. He's got Vendetta up again too, since that cooldown is ridiculous at level 3, and he can just keep swinging around. And he's got a gem too, so he can just walk up onto these cliffs, check to see if there's a ward there really quick before they do make those plays. So they're gonna wait for their Naga Siren though. They will wait for their whole kit.
Oh, this is a little awkward, though. They're running right into potentially a 5-man of Empire as they go for the D-Ward. You'll set up first. Wukong's command is going to go out. They want to make sure they get this kill, and nobody from Na'Vi is going to try and contest it. But the Aphotic Shield and the Vendetta looks like he's going to be able to get away, and Empire cannot overextend themselves. They've already used the Wukong's command. They got to start backing up.
This is a bit of an awkward place for them. It's a really clustered area versus an Enigma. 70 seconds. Their huge damage tool is now just gone. Na'Vi may just completely force the lanes. And they can even force 2 lanes. They can send Eidolons on one and then commit onto the opposite lane. They're fully exposed. The base is completely exposed for Empire.
Yeah, I mean, their base was dying with backdoor protection up earlier from an Eidolon wave.
Yeah.
With backdoor protection down, they're going to have to spread themselves out to deal with this.
And look at Always Want to Fly. Sends an illusion mid, sends an illusion bottom to apply Riptide to push the wave in. General TP's bottom. He'll start the Eidolons. This is going to be battle on all fronts here for Empire. 30 seconds for their Wukong as well.
Empire's going to have to be pretty much crisp and damn near perfect when it comes to their positioning for these fights. V-Tune gets bashed up, follow up, Abyssal Blade might be able to take him down, but he manages to jump into one of the skeletons. That's one way to get back into this fight without losing your Aegis. The bottom lane push is coming in, but Monkey King is defending against that. They're going to go for the song here. A 3-man group up. General, he's making his way across. He's going to double blink refresher in order to get the 3-man black hole. Setting it all up. V-Tune lays into Death Prophet. He's already dead. A refresher. A second one being used now as General looks to be able to catch Smiling Knight on his second life. He still has that Divine Rapier. They've got to be careful of the damage. Iceberg trying to make his way out of here. Will be able to do so. Petchushara used the Yules on Always Want to Fly. Always Want to Fly with the Ghost Scepter is going to start backing away. Petchushara is heavily committed. Will manage to get that one support kill, but they blew a lot. That is going to be multiple buybacks there coming out from Empire. One on Petchushara, one on Eknart, just to be able to have a chance to hold.
And they lasso an illusion. We have the 60 minutes though, so we've got neutral items. This is the most important thing of the game. We got an Apex out for Iceberg. What's next?
Man, that was pretty crazy. Watching General go from the bottom part of the map and then double blink his way to that fight.
Yeah, it's just crazy how like they just still can't fight into Wukongs. Like the Wukongs gets dropped and they have to immediately bail away on the side of Na'Vi. It's still a bit too much for them to deal with, even if they do have the threat of 3 black holes.
Yeah,
Striker also, of course, is quite scary.
I thought he actually refreshered just to be able to blink again, but that's just his cooldown. Thanks to having a Spell Shard and Arcane Blink, his Blink Dagger is on such a low cooldown that he could just do that.
Yeah, he's gonna have an Octarine soon too. After that, like he's got bots too, and another 9,000 gold. So General just continuing to be insanely rich. And so let's take a look. What neutral items did we get? They got
Pirate's Hat,
Ballista, Pirate's Hat, and a Giant's Ring. So Giant's Ring, throw that onto Smiling Knight. Now he doesn't need boots. How fortunate. He's an absolute beast. Last time I saw this on a Wraith King, they just literally won the game because of it. So
the one true king.
But a Giant's Ring also... Oh, no, wait, that was Empire's just popped up. It was delayed. Just kidding.
Stygian Desolator for Iceberg and an Apex for V-Tune.
Ugh. And they get a Ballista. Ugh.
Yeah.
With 0 ranged.
That's kind of awkward.
Yeah, they did not get the best items for themselves. And what did Gwyn get? Oh, Gwyn got the Pirate's Hat. Okay. It's pretty damn good items there for Empire. And he's going to just be able to dig away, and they'll catch up in the gold pretty quickly.
All right, one last item left. For Na'Vi, what do you want it to be, Fog? If you're on that team, what are you praying for?
Ooh.
This'll come in handy.
I'm a big Ex Machina fan, but I think...
Okay.
Actually, Ex Machina sounds good. Ex Machina or Seer Stone I'm fine with. Because even General, you can Black Hole from so far away, even with that too. The cast range is ridiculous. And he's got a full Octarine too for even more cast range, so...
Well, they got force.
They're just going to get force boots, so...
Yeah.
Okay. Not the most luck for Na'Vi.
This man is a true raid boss. I can't wait till he pops BKB and he just gets huge.
This stat looks
General
so cool.
jumps in, finds the opening onto Eknart, but quickly cancels it. He's got to back out. Na'Vi were not there to follow him up on that call. Gwynblight, he was a little bit scared there of Roger showing himself. He's going to pop his BKB. Thinking about the Wukong's command, but doesn't quite go for it. Blink away from Always Wanna Fly, making really good use of that Ghost Scepter. Good call by him. They pop out. They go for Eknart. They do finally catch him. The follow up there. Seiyu survives because of Ghost Scepter. Now he can turn around and get some disables out. He's going to catch the next assassin. Roger shakes it off. Thanks to the Aeon Disc, the Lotus Orb's going to go on as well, protecting himself quite nicely as the song allows them to be able to reset.
It's so much damage in the fights. Like, anyone who gets caught just dies instantly whenever a secondary disable does go onto them. It's so much gold, too. It's 10,000 gold on this Lifestealer V-Tune. He's got a lot of things he can buy. Moon Shard, Ag's Scepter.
Yeah.
Ag's Blessing, Shard, anything.
Moon Shard is a massive one for a passive to get.
They have 8,000 also on Iceberg. They're just not spending their gold. So this 11k lead is not an 11k lead. It's actually pretty much even, if not Na'Vi behind gold somehow because of this.
Seiyu. General is going to commit it. Goes for the black hole here. Seiyu does have buyback. CV's going to pop a General. Immediately re-BKBing here. Still has his Refresher Shard in the backpack. He's going to swap it in now. Smiling Knight looks to challenge. He's going to lose his first life here with Seiyu buying back. Na'Vi are going to try and just reset a moment here.
Gwyn has to be careful. Roger's starting to scout out. He hasn't seen him yet in the tree line.
It's going to jump down from the trees, start going for Iceberg, hoping for some chain bashing. The Lotus Orb bounce back onto the Abyssal Blade, pulls him in. But Seiyu, he's going to die twice with the black hole. Coming in from General, that's going to be catching all three that are left. Another third black hole is going to be used, and that should be the end of the game as Empire. They're going to try and hold out with the buybacks here. Gwynblight, he's hoping for Wukong's command here to be able to set up, but Na'Vi are just going to continue to back themselves away with all these buybacks. Can Empire manage to be able to hold out here? They've got Eknart coming back in 10 more seconds, but look at Smiling Knight, man. He is getting dumpstered by V-Tune. This damage is a little bit too much for him. And General, he managed to find him. Gwynblight knocked down for the trees. He's dead for 2 minutes. Smiling Knight's going to be coming back in his second life, but they've already called it GG. They know there is too much power here from Na'Vi. It took 65 minutes, but they finally do manage to close out this game.